Well, hello everyone and welcome to my hobby home. My name is Cathy. Thank you so much for joining me today. We have a little visitor right here. He's up on the back of the chair. He's wanting lovin's while I'm trying to sew. Ain't that right, baby? He's gonna hop down now. Well, maybe not. He likes the blanket. He wants to be held like this so he can be petted. You gonna let me sew? You gonna walk around the sewing machine? You know, as soon as I put that foot down, he's gonna go running, y'all. So let's see what he does. He sees himself in the camera. He's like, wait a second. Who is that? Who is that in there, Oscar? Huh? But what I am doing today is backing and quilting my Open Gate quilt. This is from Box, I believe, the table topper. I'll have it in the thumbnail or the description or in the title which one this is. But I am going to just do straight line quilting on it. What that entails is I have laid my backing down. I have put my batting on top of it. And y'all, my batting I just use batting and piece it together. Because this is batting off of other quilts that I've done at the long arm. Because when they send my quilts back to me, they've not been trimmed, not cut, not anything. I'm the one that does the trimming and the cutting and all on those. And I just keep that batting because I paid for it, and I try to use it on something else. If I have a 1-inch strip, I may even save that, because you never know. I may try to do something that's 1 inch. So the first thing I do, I've had questions about this. Now, I am not an experienced quilter, just so you know that. The first thing I do, though, is I flatten my backing out. And this is my backing. I flatten it out real good. I know some people use like a basting spray. I've seen that done. I don't do that, because the batting, I feel, grabs it perfectly fine. It don't come off. It don't do anything like that. And then the next thing I do is I lay my top on, and I flatten it out, and I pin it right in the center. You'll see right here I have a pin right in the center. And from there I push out to make sure there's no wrinkles whatsoever. Now, this is something new that I've started doing. I don't know if it's a common practice to do, but I see my long armor does it. And I don't know, it just may be something for her, for the machines to trace out the stitch area. But I'm going to put a stitch line. Make sure I have everything where I need it to be. I'm wondering why my foot's not working, and it's because I had to move everything around to pin, and I didn't plug my foot back in. Okay, so I am plugged in now. I am going to just put 1/4 inch all the way around. Now, I have this pinned. I do have this pinned, and I have it pinned a lot. And it may not be an exact 1/4 all the way around, but it's going to be a stitch holding everything in place. And as I'm doing that, I'm making sure there's no wrinkles, nothing to catch. Now, I am going to get something on my table that keeps this from falling. I have seen some suggestions, and I'm going to take one of them. I just haven't done it yet. Now, I am getting to a pin here that's in the way of my presser foot. So what I'm doing is just moving it. I'm just going to move that in just where it's not in the way. I try to put them where they're not in the way, but sometimes that's not how it works. And it's hard to do this next to the presser foot too. Looks like I put all of my pins right here a little close to my stitch line. But that's okay. It's not hurting anything to move that pin. It will actually help hold that fabric in place for you to, I guess they call these guide stitches or something like that on long arms. I don't know what they call them. I'm not going to act like I even know what they call them, because I don't have a long arm and I wouldn't even know where to start if I had one, because I'm telling you, I've got this big old complicated sewing machine and I can't figure half of it out, but I haven't taken the classes either. I'm bad like that. I don't take the classes because it's like when I use it, I won't remember it. So, but I do read the instruction manuals that come with it. I have read them like several different times on things that I want to do, and if I have questions, I will look at the manual. Now what I'm doing is, this pin is on a corner, so I'm taking it out. I don't need it any longer. I actually don't need any of these. That's on the outside. And y'all, do y'all remember this little bowl? Yeah, I use that for my quilting, my backing. I don't know what they're called. I call them backing pins, because that's what I use them for, is to pin backing on. So here I'm just rotating here and starting on this side. Trying to get this all where I can set, because it feels like it's grabbing. And I'm getting off that 1/4 of an inch. I'm not really on that 1/4 of an inch like I need to be, but it's pulling really hard right now. And somebody told me if I got gardening gloves that would help me do this. I didn't think about that either. I didn't think about that either. I should have. Because I think that is probably my biggest issue, is guiding the fabric when it's this big of a piece. And here I'm just getting to that next corner there, making sure everything is flat and smooth. I think this pattern was called Oh My Stars. I do have a video where I sewed this, and now you're seeing the video of where I'm actually quilting it. And I don't normally do that all in one week. And also when I'm doing this, y'all, I'm checking for little threads that I can clip out of the way. And I think y'all will know this is the Old Glory by Leela Boutique. Oops. I broke a thread. Not sure how I did that, but I broke a thread. Now, when I break a thread on this, I may have a stringing issue, but I'm going to try to do this. On the Bernina, this is probably for every machine. I did not know this, but when you go to thread or rethread your machine, okay, that didn't take. You have to make sure that presser foot is up, because something about the presser foot engages the tension plates up in there, and you have to make sure they're up when you thread your needle. So let's hope that this is just not an issue, because sometimes when that happens, I have to unthread my machine, and I always clip it up here at the top and then pull it out at the needle. That way I'm not putting lint up in here. You don't want to do that. And everybody probably already knows that, but that's just for a beginner. You know, if you don't know that, it's a good practice to pull your thread out at your needle and not up here. Sometimes you can't help it. I've had situations where my thread was not on the, I don't know what the thing is called, the thing that goes up and down. And I didn't know where the thread was, and I just had to pull it from the top, and I don't like doing that, but sometimes you don't have a choice. And you have to do it that way. But as a common practice, don't do it that way. It helps your machine. Your machine will thank you for it. I know I'm grabbing this all over the wrong places here to help move it, but I'm going to remember next time I am at the store to get me some gardening gloves. I have gardening gloves, but you all know I garden, and that's where they're at. They're in my they're in my garden apron. And y'all, oh my goodness, I have some tiger lilies showing out today. I've only had like 2 that's been bloomed, and today my sister and I went and had lunch, and y'all, if I think about it, I will go out there and get pictures and attach at the end of this video. The one that you saw Sunday, there was only a couple of them open, maybe 2 or 3. Now it's a bunch of them open, and they're so beautiful. I love tiger lilies. So if tiger lilies aren't your thing, that's okay. I understand, because that is a flower that, I mean, it's not your average rose or anything like that, but it's absolutely beautiful, I think, anyway. And mine are like a orange. They're a beautiful orange color, and normally I go for pinks and purples with flowers, but these orange reminds me of some that's at my grandmother's old house. When my grandmother was here, she had some beautiful tiger lilies, and my aunt and uncle had actually lived in this house, I think, and planted these flowers like probably 40 years ago now. I don't know, but I know theirs are like a double lily. It's like a double flower. Beautiful. I couldn't find the doubles. I guess I could go up to my grandmother's old house, which my sister now owns it, and she wouldn't care if I dug some up. She wouldn't care, because first off, I can't pull that pin out. because I wouldn't grab but 1 or 2 of them, but those things, I always forget to get them after the bloom. I know I could get them when they're in bloom and then just clip them off, but who wants to do that? You want to see them in such a beautiful, and then after they've bloomed, I forget about them. So I've never gotten any, but I did order some, and I planted them last year. And these, okay, I'm all the way back around. Okay, so now that I have my first round done, let me finish my thought about the lilies, the tiger lilies. But I will try to include a picture of them for y'all because they are stunningly beautiful. And okay, guys, what I am going to try to do, I use Dove, which is a light gray color. The first straight line I am going to do is on the inside. I need to cut my thing on here, my light. This white strip right here, I'm going to go just right inside that white strip, because when I do it on the red, you can really see that line. So now all I'm doing is a straight line at 1/8 of an inch away from that red line, and I'm going to go all the way around this square. Now I know most people say you should quilt from your center to your outside, and that is how I lay mine down, but that's not how I quilt. I like to start on the outside and work my way around. That's probably not a good idea, but it's okay. We don't all have to do things exactly the same. And mine probably isn't going to be as pretty as yours, but it's mine, and this one is going to sit on probably my coffee table, I think. Because I have the wall hanging right here with this same exact line, and it is going to hang on my wall above my TV if I can get someone to put me a hanger up there to hang it on. I do have those quilt hanger things that I got in a subscription box. Maybe that's what I need to hang them with. I don't think I put those in a giveaway. I will have to find them. Because that's it's a pretty good size wall hanger, so I don't know if it's going to fit there or not. But one of the main pictures that I have hanging in my living room is an old barn with an American flag on it. Okay, so now I'm going to take this pin out. Raise that foot up and turn this. And now I have all this excess right here where I am. And this is what has been pulling on the side. So what I'm doing is I'm making sure everything is still straight and smooth. Going to keep it all on that 1/8 of an inch. And this is I can't remember the name of this. It's a 37D, Bernina 37D. It's your 1/8 and 1/4 inch foot. I don't remember what it's called, but, and I use my dual feed control right there. I use that on everything now. Since somebody told me about that at the retreat, I didn't really know what they were talking about, but once I put that thing down, you can tell such a difference in your sewing and quilting when you have that thing down. Now, I'm really hoping, talking about, you know, the old glory and all that in my living room. And if you're new, you don't know why I do that. My son is, well, I can't say he's in the Army anymore because he has recently he's completed his 4 years. And he's not making a career out of it because he has a little baby girl at home. And he's still in Tennessee. And they are in Mississippi currently. And I was hoping it would be sometime this week that he would get to come home, you know, come in. I have not got to see him. He was... they didn't classify it as deployed. I classified it as deployed because of where he was located. He was just southwest of the Ukraine. And to me, anywhere overseas, away from me, he's in another country. He had to have a passport to go where he was. As far as I'm concerned, he was deployed. They called it a temporary restation or something like that. I think that was in order to keep it, because he was so close to being out of service. He was within less than a year of being out of service. I think they did it like that so he could actually do his exits and all that. I don't know what the thinking was. I mean, I can only guess. So, but my son is now out of active duty. He is now reserves. He is coming home. Hopefully, he had some things he needed to finish while up there. He's staying with a friend at the moment because when he was relocated, his wife and baby came to stay with her parents because his baby was only 3 months old. And she needed to be with family for help, just in case she needed help. You know, so that was, I think we all told her she wasn't staying there by herself. Not with that baby. But I mean, I think she already had it planned to where she was going to come home and stay with her parents. And that's only an hour and a half away from where I'm at. But I'm an awful traveler right now. I wish I could travel more and go. And I know to some people an hour and a half isn't a lot. But I don't drive at night. And I really wish I could be over there every weekend. But my house never would get clean. It's actually quite disorganized right now. I could be cleaning house right now, but what fun is that? Yeah, what fun is that? At least I did get it to where what was my storage room and long-term food pantry, that was a bedroom that converted to a long-term food storage, and now it's back to a bedroom. Okay, I am back to the beginning, so I am going to clip that string there. Okay, and where we are going to go now is we're just going to keep going around this white, but now we're going to do it on the bottom part of the white because you really can't see that. And this time we're going to follow the inside foot. Oh, it's hard to see that inside foot. Okay, I think I got it though. But anyway, my grandbaby is only, my little granddaughter, she's only an hour and a half away. My grandson is 5 minutes away. And my son is 10 hours away. I know his wife and baby are ready for him to be home. He's trying to get his civilian job lined up. And in the field that he's in, which is a very good field to be in, actually. Uh-oh. Okay, it looks like I'm going to have to rethread my machine. So I'll let y'all see what I do. I take his thread. I'm going to hold both sides because I want this one to come over the front of the machine. And I don't know where that, let me see if I can find it up in here. Because if I have two breaks, that means there's probably a thread issue or threading issue. Okay, so these things thread so fast and so easy. I'm threaded. Now let's see if I can thread my needle. Normally that first time it does that. I don't know why. Okay, so now I'm in the needle. Let's get us back down here on that. But anyway, he is currently trying to get, oh, I went way too far. Well, maybe not. That looks good. Okay, and now that I'm around here, I'm going to trim where we started off that new string. That actually was perfect coming around that corner. I haven't quite decided how I'm going to do these inner squares yet. I haven't decided. I don't do a lot of design. I don't take a lot of risks with that. The main thing I want is if I wash it, I don't want it to fold up on the inside. So I try to get enough stitching all the way around it. And I mean, this is very simple compared to a lot that I have seen. I just straight line stitch. That's all I do. Just straight line stitch. And, you know, sometimes I'll do a straight line stitch where I do like I could do it on this red. I could do like 3 or 4 rows and make it look, well, actually it makes it a lot stiffer, which I may do that. I'll have to pull out the piece for that. And y'all know it's just the little stick thing that you put on your foot. It's a guide, and you decide how wide apart you want it. And I think I may do that on that red. That'll probably look good. And it'll stiffen it too, to where it'll be a stiffer. Okay, so now getting my needle to where I think is the edge and going go one more. Because it looked like it was extremely far past that, but when I lay that foot down, it is spot on perfect. If I go 2 stitches over the seam, it's like right on it. See, doing the straight line stitching, you can get pretty quick. You could finish, this is a small table topper. I'm not real sure the size of it. I'll have to look at that. I'm hoping to put this on my coffee table, but it may end up on my dining table. I'm not real sure. I'll have to go lay all of my completed projects out on the bed in the spare bedroom to see what all I have that's 4th of July and create myself a 4th of July box. Because I do have quite a few things that I can put up. I do have a wall hanger actually behind you guys that's on a curtain pole that I hung on the wall last year above my TV, but my space is not as big. And I haven't even started decorating yet for 4th of July. I've gotten a bucket and a flag, and that is it. I haven't even put my 4th of July wreath out. And I need to, because I am definitely very patriotic. I love my red, white, and blue. Trimming another string here. Oh, that's where, oh my goodness, I'm all the way back to where I started. This is going fast. And I may just do something simple around the blocks. I may do something very, very simple. Probably on the inside of the block. That would be pretty if I pulled out a red thread and went on the inside of the block, but I'm not going to do that. I am going to stay with my dove gray. That's what I use for everything. I mean, I piece everything with the dove gray. Pretty much everything I do with the dove gray. I love the dove gray. Okay, so now this has got to go at a weird angle, so I've got to get everything set up just right. See if I can grab that. There we go. Make sure I'm all flat. But I sure do love all of the red, white, and blue stuff. It is just absolutely beautiful to me. Make sure I'm turned all the way there so I can do a straight line and stay on that 1/8 of an inch there. And yeah, this will be one more project that is done. Even though this was not one of my projects at the beginning of the year that I was going to do. Subscription boxes, I'm telling you, they're going to be the death of me, because I see the projects and I'm like, oh, that is so pretty. I've got to do that. I need to go one more stitch just to make it that 1/8 of an inch. There we go. See how much I can get turned here. We don't want to pull it, tug it too hard, because then we put tension on our needle, which could snap it or break the thread. I'm thinking that's probably it. We're just getting this one all done. Now what I'm doing is connecting that first row of stitches with the finishing row here. And we're done. So what I'm going to do is trim off that string. And I am going over to the next block. Now, the fabric on the back is the blue, so you're not going to see this dove gray line as bad as if it was the red. So we've got our fabrics straight. I'm just going to put one more stitch in that. Then we are going to roll this all around. Then what we do is we're going to twist it around again. Yeah, we're going to keep on doing the same thing until we get all the way around this square here. And now this is quilting with just a sewing machine. Now this machine does have a quilt option where you do it with a hoop, but I haven't learned how to do that part yet. So I just stick with the things that I've learned how to do, and those that I haven't learned how to do, I wing it. I wing it. Okay, so now what I'm doing is connecting that. So we are going to trim off this. Y'all, this is turning out beautiful. I may not even do that. And I will still have to do the binding, which I do not have cut out yet. So, this will still be a work in progress. And I will have to finish it binding. You know, I'll have to bind it because I'm not going to finish the binding on this one because I don't even have my binding cut or, you know, put together yet to do this. So hopefully I'll get that done this week. Also, that may be what you see Friday. If I get it done before then, that's what you'll see Friday. But if not, you may see it next week or even the next. Hopefully not that long because I want to get it done for, so I can have it on my table before the 1st of July. I'd like to have it on my table now, but time is very limited. With the clean out of my house, I have appointments to go see people to consign clothes, and I have 15 formal dresses. Now, I had more than that, but my daughters took the ones they wanted to keep, and these were just the ones they didn't want to keep. You know, they're special dresses like your senior prom and things like that. You want to keep those. I still have my senior prom dress. Not that I could even fit a leg in it right now, or ever, probably ever. But so I have an appointment with a lady that owns like a high-end consignment shop. And that's kind of like what they specialize in. They specialize in like name brand clothing items, handbags. Maybe I could go consign some of my purses. I have a certain few purses that I really like to use, and those are the ones I use all the time. So it makes no sense to keep all of these purses and things when I'm not going to use them. I think I have, oh, this is our last square, isn't it? Yes, this is our last square. I don't think I am going to do the straight stitching on the red. I'll figure that out more after I'm done with this, and possibly even when I go to start binding it, I will decide if I want something done or not. Now I think for the center, I may do something decorative in the center. Okay, guys, so that is done. Okay, I think what I'm going to do in that center, I've got my needle in the center. I think what I'm going to do is one stitch forward. Okay. What that does is I'm just tacking down the center of that. If I can find a cute little star or something, I may put it in the center of each of the stars here. But I just want to attach that center really well. So guys, I have finished this. I've got all 4 of my squares done. I've got that center tacked in good. Let me see if I have any. I do have pins left here that I do need to take out. The back is probably not going to be the smoothest. I'm not the greatest at that yet. That's probably where the glue would come in very handy. But I feel like I got it pretty smooth. There may be. No, it looks good. Well, I do have the center where I didn't press that center. But guys, this is, you can see kind of where the center is right there. I can press that all out. But this is my completed table topper here with the backing. I don't know how much of it you can see. I kind of pressed the back, but you can't really see any noticeable wrinkles in it. But guys, thank you so much for joining me today to complete this table topper. Well, it's not completed. I still have to bind it. But I really do appreciate you taking time out of your day to come visit with me while I sew and we chit chat and whatever, pass ideas around. Normally it's me passing ideas around and going, no, that's not going to work, or, you know, just things like that. So like this video, give me a thumbs up. Click that subscribe button if you have not yet. Feel free to become part of our family here on YouTube. We do love to have fun, do lots of sewing. I mess up a lot, but I admit it every time. If you saw the Open Gate Quilt June 2024 small project, you know exactly what I mean. And boy, I messed that one up. But I did figure it out after the fact. I did go back and fix it. And I'm going to be making another one. I'm going to get another zipper and make another one. I have the perfect fabric for it. It was actually in my scrap bag. Perfect fabric for it. I'm going to make another one. I may not bring you guys along with me, but I will include it in one of my update project, you know, my project updates. So leave a comment. Tell me what you think. I do try to respond to each and every comment personally. And as always, until I see you again, have a very blessed day. Goodbye. What are you doing?